Hey, thanks so much for stopping by. Look, here's what I want to talk to you about. I know you have a travel party that's coming up, and I really want to congratulate you on that because that's really where a lot of people fail in our business. They don't even get their grand opening or their ribbon cutting going. So, this is going to be critical for you because as a travel agent, you're able to sell travel and you're able to franchise the business. We're going to create this party like atmosphere. We're going to make sure people are having fun. They can bring their destinations so you have some bookings and things to work on. You can even have some organized trips there so that way they can go ahead and, pay on something that maybe you've already done. But here's the thing, right? When we open up the presentation for this party, right, you're going to be the first person that they hear. And that means what comes out of your mouth is almost as important, if not more, than the presentation. So I want to share a system with you that is going to help you script what you're going to say. You have to be as natural as possible. That's key. So here are the three components that need to go in your opening for the night's presentation. Number one is going to be your why. Then number two, I want you to use a specific transitioning statement, and you're going to go to big deal all in. That's step number two. All right. And then you're going to move swiftly into, is that cool? It's really simple. So again, your why, transition into big deal all in, and number three, is that cool? Now, with the big deal all in section, this is equally important because this is where you need to become excited. You need to be so happy that you found this thing, okay? So you need to up your spirit. You need to smile more during this time. You need to make sure that you are completely enthusiastic and don't keep saying super excited because that's something that's really getting played out in the industry. But anyway, you can say super excited one time during the presentation. So anyway, you're going to talk about the big deal all in. And the components are, again, it's a big deal. And number two, you're all in. So I told you that there are four components that go with the big deal all in. All right. So let's talk about component number one. You need to validate the big deal. So this is where you're going to say something like, I've done all the research, or I've met with all the key leaders, or you may talk about something like, I've been training and this is what I found, or this is what I came to realize, or whatever the case may be. You have to validate that you, the person that they trust, has done some research. So if nothing else, they should be able to trust you into this venture. It's as simple as that. Now, once you validate it, you want to solidify your decision. Okay. So now you're going to say, I've decided. Okay. This is really, really key here because you could say something like, I've decided that this is my shot. I've decided that I'm going to go all in. I've decided that nothing is going to stop me from being able to change things around for my family. Whatever it is, you have to have made a decision that you can stand firm on in order for people to trust you. Now, you want to talk about your position. Your position is really going to be what seeds people in to where you stand right now. Okay, so this is going to be where you're going to say something to the extent of, I'm going all in. So now what you want to do is go into, is that cool? Which is going to be your close. So if you were, no, just give mommy a second. Shh. Okay. No, give mommy a second. She's getting ready to leave. They're getting ready to go. Okay, I got to make this quick. All right, y'all gotta go. I gotta wrap this up. So listen, this is where you want to end with, is that cool? And that's simple, but it's almost the hardest part that people have in doing this 3-step prep. And the reason why is because it may not even fit your style. But here's what, find a way to make it fit your style. Because when you ask someone something like, is that cool? 9 times out of 9, they're gonna say yes. All right. It doesn't ask them, do you have time for that? Or do you mind if I show you? No. Is that cool? So if you're wanting to tell them, look, at the end of the day, you may like this or you may not get it right now. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sharing this with everyone that I know And the thing is, I thought about you first simply because I love the way you do business. I love the way your mind wraps around numbers and you're able to show people vividly something that is so... Okay, baby. All right. He dropped his cookie. Okay, so I forgot where I was again. But at the end of the day, look, this is what I'm going to do. And is that cool? Man, I wish you wouldn't have interrupted me. I was on the road, wasn't I? So, okay, so you're like, yeah, I'm getting ready to put this out. I love the way your mind wraps around things that are so complex. You make it so simple. So I wanted to put this information in front of you. And no, you make it so simple. I wanted to give you the opportunity. That little boy threw me off. So at the end of the day, you want to, end with your compliment. And I love the way you make things just so clear. I mean, it can be complex, but you break it down in the simplest way. So I just wanted to put this information in front of you. Is that cool? They're going to say yeah. So I love the way that you make it so clear. And I just wanted to put this information in front of you. Is that cool? So in a group setting, of course, you can't make it so personal. But in that, I want you to just turn it around and say it. I reached out to each and every one of you intentionally. There's something about each and every one of you that I admire. And before I go on my rampage, I want to have my elite group of people who really get this. Is that cool? They're going to say yes. And that's the key to go ahead and bring in the presenter. That is a whole nother training. I'm out of time. My CEO is calling me, but it was important for me to make sure that you got this information. Listen, let's recap what we learned. Number one, you're going to start with your why. Your why is important, all right? Number two, you're going to make sure to use the transitional phase to go from your why into big deal all in. That's where you're going to start with upbeat, excitement, enthusiasm. This is where the light is going to come off. You're going to be super excited about all the things that you're going to say. And then you're going to go into the don't care, all right? Don't care and ending with, is that cool? It's too easy to do, ladies and gentlemen, and the whole process can take you less than 5 minutes. Please go back and write out your why if you haven't done so. Vacation travel is a hobby for some people, but no one that I know. Everyone that I know is using this business to make changes in their life. There is some breaking point. There is some line in the sand or in the concrete that they're drawing and they're saying never again. So are you able to say never again? And if so, what are you saying never again to? That is your why. Okay, so I know you guys are wondering, how's this done? So let me give you an example of how you can pull this off yourself. Now, again, don't try to write down all my words. This is all about you. So your personality and everything needs to come through. And New is eating my badge. So hold on for 1 second. So my son then ate up my script while I was trying to do the video. Now he's over here with his Nana eating his lollipop.
Come on, let's go.
Boom, let's go.
Come on now.
Here, go. Time to go. Time for mommy to do this presentation. Okay, so yes, I got on sweats. Don't even worry. Got my sweats on. And a handy dandy jacket, blazer that I done moved up from the Goodwill, y'all. Look at this. Boop. It's fashion. Let me throw this on. Hopefully it'll fit. I ain't gonna tell you what I've been through. And I want y'all to really get the full impression of what I'm doing here. So I went upstairs and got me some heels. I'm gonna walk on this floor so you can hear the click clack. All right, click clack. So you can get into the mood with me. All right, my mom just walked in the door, so I'm going to put her on the spot. Hold on.
Presenting Tamisha Rogers.
Thank you, Kalia. My daughter had that. Okay. It's that moment. Your heart's beating. Your deodorant has failed you. It's okay. Stay calm. Take a deep breath. Go.
Getting ready to present. That's what it sounds like to me.
I want to present.
Take that out. Don't do the deep breath thing. Just do it in your head and keep going. All right, it's on you. They're clapping for you. They're clapping for you. You got this. Awkward silence. You hear that song from Eminem in the background. Hey, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I know it's probably getting on your nerves, but it was important for me because you know, it's funny, when I used to own my traditional business, people saw a person that looked like they had it all together. They saw someone who they dubbed as successful, and people would call me for all kinds of things. Like I was the go-to person. Like I had done it all, had met the top of the hill. What they didn't see was that I was actually at the bottom. I was still trying to climb my way up. I didn't have it all together. I was one of those people that opened up a business on a shoestring budget. 2 pennies and a prayer is what me and my business partner wrote behind the mirror before we even painted the wall. Thing is, I wasn't so successful after all. And by the time I realized it, I had put all of my savings into this business. I had already exhausted every resource that I had. I gave up my time to the point that I was time broke. I was barefoot and pregnant with my house on the courthouse steps not once but twice. I filed bankruptcy not once, twice, but I was going back a third time with a special exception from the judge to the date. I didn't lose one car. They came and picked up my same car twice. I really was, CEO. Shh. I really was going through it. So when my mom, hold on y'all. When my mom asked me to take a look at this business, I was kind of like many of you. I really didn't want to. Didn't want to come to no party. I didn't want to hear no extra. Because to me, it seemed fictitious that someone like me could live something like whatever dream she was trying to tell me. Fact of the matter is, I really was looking for an opportunity. I was looking for a second chance. I was looking for something to change in my life. I didn't know what the vehicle was going to be. I didn't know what it was going to look like. So I'm so glad that my mom asked me to look at this business, because I finally found what I had been praying for. I finally found a solution to make sure that me and my family didn't have to go there again. You know what it's like to have your lights cut off? Know what it's like to have to explain to your children why the water's not working? You know what it's like to have to figure out how you're going to do this, that, and the third in this amount of time? And you ran out of all those resources at the beginning of the month. And here it is at the end of the month. I finally found it. And the thing is, you know, I never thought it would come through this business. And so I'm just ecstatic about it. I've done all the research. I have met with the leaders. I've done the training. I am 100% all in. CEO, shh. I'm 100% all in. And the thing is, I decided that I'm going to make sure that I take as many people to the top with me as I possibly can. So I'm going to make sure that everyone close to me is one of them. I'm going to make sure to do my part. And part of that was coming to you. See, I don't know how you're going to... I can't do this with him right now. Really though, he's not even crying, but he's just out crying me. And he's taking away my thought. So look, I don't know how you're going to feel about it. I don't know if you're going to love it or if you're going to get it. But I really do appreciate your mentality. I know that you hustle. I know that you grind hard. I know that you go all in. And so I want you to take a look at this. Is that cool? So I am going to go ahead and get back to my book, because I trust that you guys have this all under control and you're just as hungry to succeed in this business as I am. So keep on developing yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Self-development is so important. I look forward to being at your travel party, either being one of the presenters or one of the people that's standing in the back of the room to applaud you for a job well done. We have this under control. We've got the tools. We have everything that we need. Remember, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending some more of your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Have a blessed day.